Good morning, fellow Bitcoiners. Good. How y'all get on the chat box so quick? There we go, Tony. Right? Y'all beat it. Y'all beating us right now. We need to figure that out. Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 80. I am King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and community.
Here we go.
Every day.
Every day at 10-ish. You know how it goes. Sometimes 10:08, 10:02, 9:59 sometimes, surprisingly. But you got to, get the early morning coffee.
Oh, yeah.
All right, free Bitcoin. Who won it yesterday?
For the free Bitcoin yesterday, shout out to Crypto Monk. Our free Bitcoin question was, if Oprah becomes president in 2020, what exactly do you think will happen with cryptocurrency? He had a funny comment saying that she would give up Bitcoin and go for Litecoin because it's lighter and faster. I'm sure it has a lot to do with her weight and her diet and all of whatever she's went through over the past few years. But it is a funny one because some people see Oprah getting elected. I don't see it, but at the same time, I'm not a political person. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, they calling it. Like, don't call out our show right now.
Yeah, I would say they already know. They saw it too. I mean, we all know these people. It's coming. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Monk.
Here we go, Crypto Monk.
I already sent you that Bitcoin, so it should be on the way.
Here we go, Crypto Monk. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for all the comments, people. There's some good comments. Of course, some funny ones all the time.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Ramo Jones, Crypto Q in the house, the Game Peeper, Pilot 3 Stacks.
And who was that said Oprah looks good now?
Crypto Q saying it. He said, he said,
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, money could buy a lot of makeup. That's all I gotta say.
All right, so anyway, look, Oprah cool, man. We're not getting Oprah's bad sour now. There's no reason.
Why? It was Oprah. She don't know us.
All right, so
even if she did, I don't care.
Going into the first big one today, the Game Peeper called it out. Stop calling our show in the comments box, people. But yes, we do have another Dino of the day. Actually, I need to prep this sound because I didn't prep it first. But yeah, so today's Dino of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, the FUD is strong. I like how when there's FUD articles out, like they all start to gang up together. Like Jamie the Dinosaur Diamond said something, 2 days ago?
And they coordinated.
Then you got this new old guy, or I think he's been on too before, I think. Yeah, who we're about to announce has been a Dino of the day a couple times as well. He escaped. I think him and Jamie planned their escapes from the Jurassic Park at the same time, or the retirement home, whichever one you prefer. Yeah. But today's Dino of the day is Warren Buffett.
Oh yeah, Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Yeah.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett said cryptocurrencies will come to a bad ending. He's quoted saying, in terms of cryptocurrencies, generally I can say with almost certainty that they will come to a bad ending. When it happens or how or anything else, I don't know. We've heard this before. He continued to say he would bet on their price declining over the next 5 years if he could.
If he could.
If he could. The noted investor further conceded he did not know a lot about Bitcoin futures, but added that Berkshire Hathaway did not own any and would never have a position in them. So he's saying he wants to, if he could short it, he would, but he hasn't done his due diligence on Bitcoin futures to short it.
Yeah, and he won't short it. That's the thing. I mean, if you look more in the story, he literally was like, "Oh, I'm not going to short it. I mean, I definitely won't short it." Of course not, because nobody is actually putting their money where their mouth is. Warren Buffett has made billions from shorting. That's literally how he made most of his money, was from shorting industries that were way overbought over the years. And he's the Omaha Oracle, is his quote unquote name. So people listen to him for financial advice in the traditional market. However, he literally admitted, I can't teach a group of children about Bitcoin in a classroom, so I don't want to speak on it, but it's going to fail at some point. So.
What was it, Gandalf and Lord of the Rings? Like, you have no power here! No one cares, all right? No one cares.
Why you even? Yeah, exactly. If you haven't done research, why are you even talking? Yeah. You are a noob to us.
He is a noob to us. How crazy is that?
We don't even want to hear you.
Well, it was a good comment. I think this article is either on, it might be on CoinTelling. They do similar articles, but one of the commenters, Shemansky, had a perfect comment. We don't jack comments out here, people. We give credit. So Shemansky said, try substituting the word cryptocurrencies with pretty much anything, and look, it still works. He said your life, a country, or planet Earth. So he's saying how they say crypto, it might go up, but it's definitely gonna come to a bad ending. Yes, so is your life. Yes, so is any country in the world. Yes, so is the world. Eventually, everything's gonna come to an end. So
the psychology of these statements, you gotta understand the reason they can make these open-ended statements is because it's open-ended. At any point in the future, they could be correct. He could be dead and gone 20 years from now, and there'll be somebody, if cryptocurrency takes a dive, they'll be like, see, Warren Buffett was trying to tell us 20 years ago, even if Bitcoin's at $1 million at that point.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, Warren, yeah, he probably doesn't care because he's pretty rich. Most of these rich guys, quote unquote, don't care until they have to, because if their business model has to change based on that. What if Bitcoin gets pegged to national currencies in a way that you have to use it as a denomination to count your money?
Wow.
You don't have a choice but to figure out how Bitcoin works at that point. So, of course, filthy rich people don't care. I understand. Even on a local level, some of the richer people I used to meet locally back home in Charlotte, they would basically just scoff like, what do I need it for? And then it gets to a point where it's like, well, what happens when you do need it? And then they'll just do what they did before, pay an expert to show them how to do it. But those comments are essentially on the blockchain forever.
Right? Yeah.
They're going away.
We got the receipts right here in the video.
Yeah, they're here forever.
So officially, again, for your second or third time, Antonio, I saw you said we need a speaker. We don't have it right now. I got it in my room or something. But official dino of the day today for the second or third time. The official stegosaurus is Warren Buffett. Let's give him that loud roar or medium roar. There you go. One more time.
Oh yeah. Run it back.
There it is. There we go. We'll get the speaker back in here. I forget to bring it in sometimes.
Oh yeah, Brontosaurus Buffet.
Brontosaurus Buffet. There we go. What's going on, Willis Lockett? Appreciate the love. What's going on, Byron, Sean, Katrina, Brittany, Poole, Fred Harris on the Facebook.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody on mine. Jill, Stephanie, good afternoon. Can't pronounce my man right here with Peace Fam. Anouk. Yeah, and Myra, thanks for tuning in. But yes. So, Warren Buffett, the guy you think knows everything, knows nothing about cryptocurrency.
I would give it one other thing, unless, because again, these guys have made billions, so they got to be smart. Unless him and Jamie are in it together, dropping this price and buying it low. That's the only thing I can think of where they're
pretty
really,
sure it's
come on, you know what I mean? They have to be doing that.
There's some shell company buying something in some country. Yeah, it's too massive now for it not to be at least a little bit on their radar.
Right, but all right, so enough with the old mentality for now. Next big story up is Kodak. Yes, the Kodak that I thought was out of business actually isn't. What is going on with Kodak?
Yeah, I got old cash. Kodak.
Not Kodak Black.
Not Kodak Black.
The Kodak, the picture company.
But Kodak, the picture company that failed miserably when picture phones came out.
That flip phone tore them up.
When flip phones came out, Kodak was like, ugh. So nobody's coming into CVS to get their pictures no more. Oh shit. So like I've seen in some of these articles, this is their last chance at relevancy. And Kodak, in my opinion, they basically took a chance like other companies. You put blockchain, you put Bitcoin anywhere close to your name, their stock doubled in a day. We've seen this. I think probably about 5 or 6 companies have done this in the past few weeks. And in my opinion, from a business standpoint, hey, whatever. It's the Wild West. If people are willing to buy into the stock because of future promise, welcome to crypto, because that's exactly what half the cryptocurrencies do.
That's the speculative part about it.
They tell you this is what we're going to do, and if you saw they have a miner they're actually coming out with, which is if you've ever done cloud mining or some other form of mining, anybody who tells you that there's guaranteed profit, you can tell right off the gate it's a scam. So I'm kind of on the fence with Kodak coming out, because they basically promise people they can make $3,400 a month mining with their Kodak miner. However,
not going to happen.
They didn't put in difficulty adjustment. They didn't put in fees. They didn't put in electricity. They basically didn't put user error or nothing. They just basically put a list that, oh yeah, every month you're guaranteed to make this amount if you buy our miner, or if you buy our coin, you can use the Kodak platform to put your pictures on the blockchain, which is already possible. There's companies that already do it, but that's Kodak for you.
Yep, there you go. Crypto Keisha, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, nah. Most of these people you think know what they're doing really don't. So.
Well, it's funny, in that same, when they were presenting, I guess the CEO or whatever, in his same comments, he actually said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said how blockchain and Bitcoin, all those are like the hot keywords of the year and stuff, and how that's creating buzz and it's attractive for companies. In that same breath, he came out and said, oh, by the way, we're going to do a Kodak coin. I'm like, they're literally telling people what they're doing. Like, yeah, we're just going to switch our name because that's what's making stock go up. So, yeah, we're going to offer it too. And we're going to blockchain and pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of these dead companies come back to life with blockchain. I can't wait for the Blockbuster ICO.
Woo, Blockbuster.
Oh, man. Put your video content.
Why would you want to stream when you can come in the store
and buy tapes?
And buy tapes with the community.
Exactly.
Right. So that'll be pretty funny. One quick comment right here. It looks like A1 Dubs is saying Bloomberg is reporting that China may halt purchases of U.S. treasuries. Oh, if that happens, be very interesting.
Oh yeah, and the bond market is already looking like doo-doo, and I can already tell you now that that is a good indicator of where we're headed. So, in my opinion, if you read that story about Bloomberg, they're right on track. China knows what they're doing, you know, and they definitely are not dumb people. Trust me. So, yeah, if they stop buying U.S. Treasury bonds and stop investing in our economy, good luck, because everything is made there, including the phone that we're using to record this. So, I definitely want those Chinese workers. I forgot which comedian said it. Was like, I want my iPhone to not be $9,000 because it was made in the U.S. So hopefully China keeps it up, keeps things going where they're going, but I doubt it. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, as we talked about Uphold before a lot, they've already actually accepted credit cards. They were accepting credit cards like 6 to 8 months ago, but they turned it off because of the service. It was getting crazy. Long story short.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talked about it before. We always suggest people for beginners Uphold, Gemini, and unfortunately Coinbase. But
yeah,
hopefully that would go away. All right. So yeah, next big thing up. Overstock. Overstock has accepted Bitcoin since 2014. However, a glitch in either their systems or Coinbase's, because again, we talk about Coinbase a lot, how it's actually not for the retail consumer, retail customers like mom and pops. It's actually for institutions and big companies. Reason why Overstock's using it, they're being used as a merchant processing service as well. But they're going, they kind of blame each other, but they figured out. But there was an arbitrage opportunity to last, I guess, 9 or 10 days on Overstock, where they were charging things in Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin at a rate of 1-to-1, and you could pay with either. So of course, people were paying with Bitcoin Cash because it's
it was like 5 times cheaper.
Right, it's 5 times cheaper. And then once the discrepancy was found, they were refunding people back in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So again, it was an arbitrage opportunity. It doesn't look like many people took that opportunity because some good people in the space. And actually, a person who is buying his stuff with Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or whatever, he brought it up to Overstock and they let him keep the refund. But wow.
Yeah, and it's actually I think it's a bigger picture at play because it wasn't Overstock's fault.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what Coinbase
They definitely aren't going to let you pay less on purpose. It's Coinbase's fault. Coinbase, in my opinion, they're in cahoots with Bitcoin Cash people to try and push Bitcoin Cash or force it onto consumers so that people can look at it and say, oh, I want to use it. And when I saw the actual the story about it and how Coinbase was like, oh, sorry about the glitch, blah, blah. In my opinion, you don't glitch like that on just out of the blue. In my opinion,
they've been running smoothly.
They're
for a while.
trying to push people into Bitcoin Cash. So what they're gonna start off with is these glitches. Oh yeah, accidentally use Bitcoin Cash. Oh yeah, by the way, Bitcoin Cash may be actually better because Coinbase is trying to get in where they fit in there. Because in my opinion, the money to be made off Bitcoin is great, but the money that can be made off this pump and dump from Bcash is even greater for Coinbase's business.
Keyword pump and dump, i.e. list a new coin on your exchange of only what they had two, 3 coins at the time. So list a new altcoin on your exchange. Don't tell anyone. And then after you dump it, close it down for 30 minutes. So for the new people who just bought it, they're locked into it.
Yeah.
I mean,
locked into buys and sales.
Yeah, like it's too obvious. And then you got Vera came out the next day and was like, well, I mean, pump and dumps or market manipulation isn't illegal right now. So I mean, they literally came out and told everybody, and they, and still you got 100,000, 200,000 people download that app every day. So good luck, because if they do decide to close shop and you're using that exchange or your money's in their storage thing, it's gone.
Yeah. Coinbase, they're doing some funny stuff right now, man. They killing it right now.
They are. Yep. Listen, A1 Dubs. I'm gonna need all of you to stop trying to tell our stories. We got everything lined up. All right. we see it. That was actually the next story up. So the next story following Overstock is Goldman Sachs is officially on the Bitcoin bandwagon. What's going on with Goldman Sachs?
Goldman Sachs has decided that Bitcoin is money now. Thanks.
Thank you for giving us
this
permission.
Thanks for your vote of confidence.
Right, exactly.
Nobody cares. But the guy who runs it, Lloyd Blankfein, he's actually come out earlier and say he didn't know enough. At least he was smart enough to say,
he did. Yeah.
I don't know enough I'm on the fence. I don't know exactly. But Goldman Sachs, we already reported they are coming out with a trading desk. And like you said today, they had a 9-page report to their investors that Bitcoin is money and can be used to settle payments across borders. Something that most of us have already known for years. So I think, in my opinion, yeah, I agree with you, Antonio. I think they're in the we can't stop it, so we'll figure out how to regulate it stage. So a lot of these news reports like this, they're just admitting to what we've already told people was going to happen. They're not going to have a choice but to admit it, because
don't fight it.
There's people who say you can't buy anything with Bitcoin. We've just named 2 companies that you can use it for. In fact, I mean, I bought my plane tickets on Expedia with Bitcoin.
Boom,
I mean, I travel with Bitcoin.
Boom, 2 times.
And I know people that bought laptops and computer stuff off Overstock. I mean, come on, man. It's almost laughable how people say you can't use Bitcoin for payments, when in fact people do it all the time. And we got first world problems, so we don't see it as much. But in third world countries, there's some people living off of it. That's their only way to make money, because their government is trash. So yeah, and Bitcoin being money, thanks Goldman Sachs. But yeah, whatever.
And then, as an aside too, and I'm hearing a lot of rhetoric coming out. Of course, the sock puppets from Bcash, but they're saying that, well, you can't use it in third world countries because of the fees and all that. Well, then again, people, if you're new to Bitcoin and you do see these high fees, or if it's slow transaction times, this is a intentional threat on Bitcoin. Like, the network is intentionally being spammed to clog it up, which is why they are raising the fees. They have to raise the fees so that there isn't people out there with multi-million, billions of dollars. We're talking to Jahan and Bear that are going to make like $1 or 50-cent transactions and make millions of them across the entire network, where that will clog the network. So because of that, you have to make the fees higher to make sure that if it is somebody that's intentionally trying to spam it, it's going to cost them a lot more. So once that battle is over, expect the fees go right back down and everything to be smooth in, especially once the scaling issue's solved as well. So
yeah, and I believe Lightning Network, somebody just asked about that.
Yeah.
There isn't a set date for when it comes out. Soon. I know one of the devs was talking on Twitter saying that it's coming way quicker than people think. Some people think it's 6 months out, 3 months out. I've already seen 80 Lightning Network nodes already up and running on the test net to test payments back and forth. It looks great. And the best part is that it is rolling out slowly. If you have some product coming out that's just going to sprint out,
we don't need that.
Nobody needs that. So I will say, for those of you who are banking on the fact that Bitcoin has higher fees right now, what's going to happen when those fees pretty much go away and you're paying less than a cent?
Bitcoin.
There is no reason to use anything else.
Right.
I mean, outside of for decentralized platforms and some of these master nodes, but other than that, I mean, that's all Bitcoin has to do is fix the scaling part. And I think some of these other companies, Bcash, Segwit 2x, they were trying to do it too quick and too fast, had too many problems, and it's reflective in the way people feel about it. So
Antonio, good point. He said use banks for bills and rent, Bitcoin for everything else. That's pretty much what we do if possible.
Pretty much.
And one thing I will say about Goldman Sachs too, just go back to them real quick. Like you said, I do give them props for admitting, like, hey, we're trying to learn about it and stuff. Actually connected with some of those people there on LinkedIn. So again, they're learning. And then, they did try to I got to clown them a little bit though, because they tried to put up that interactive website like 6 or 7 months ago.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure if it's still up or they took it down. I hope they took it down. But they basically had like a Bitcoin cryptocurrency to the future. And they put it out there, put the platform on their website, and it was just like, it was selling a bag of dreams to people. Like, you go in, you zoom in, all these things will pop up. It looked really cool, but that was the funny thing about it. I mean, it just looked good. It was like, okay, so what are you going to do with this?
Like most of these websites.
Right, like most of the websites. But hey, it drew consumer interest, and 6 months, here we go. So 6 months later. So yeah, Red and Yellow, a well-known business and creative school in South Africa, is accepting Bitcoin. Someone else.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. We keep talking about Africa, South Africa in general, Zimbabwe. So another institution there is saying they're hopping on board.
Yeah, and we discussed the winner for the other day about how South Africa already has exchanges. They already have a bunch of the nodes. I think 35 they stated Bitcoin nodes already running. So they're already starting, this process. Some of the big names in the crypto space, Benning Lingham, some of these other ones, they're from South Africa. So yes, I can see where them accepting Bitcoin is a big deal because that it has value, And when they agree, me and you can make a trade based on that and go from there. So, yeah, good. Shout out to the South African the school accepting Bitcoin.
So answer a quick question. Candace Dobbins said, what's the deal with Ethereum? Why do you think it's been steadily creeping up since the new year? They're working out a lot of issues. I mean, first, CryptoKitties was a huge success for them, even though it kind of crashed the network. But they're progressing. They're unraveling a lot of new tech this year.
Casper.
Casper. I was about to say, what's the name? They got all the weird names. But they're enrolling a lot of new tech throughout this year and next year. So, I mean, as long as they can sustain what they've been doing and I think another D-app comes on board, another DApp comes, decentralized app, unrolls that's pretty big, then they will continue their momentum until a lot of people realize it's centralized.
Oh, yeah. And I think the money from that will roll off into other decentralized platforms, Waves, some of these other ones, where they are doing similar stuff where you can make a DApp and put it off of their platform. So yeah, not surprised at that, because you can make a coin, which is cool, but if you make an entire platform where people build coins off of that, then that is definitely a business model that you want to have. And Ethereum was the first to come out with it. Still haven't found anybody that can explain Ethereum from the ground up. However, I have seen people buying into it just because they see that it's on Coinbase and that the price is going up.
Sounds like a good bet to me.
I was gonna say, do your research, because it is pretty centralized to an extent. They did have to have a fork, and they got some stuff going on. But overall, I mean, cryptocurrency is so new. These problems right here, they're not as bad as some of these other ones, like copy and paste white papers.
I know, right? Well, I look at it also.
Tron.
Yeah, right. I look at it almost like a like the blog spot when blogs became popular. It was the one guy who made like he sold his blog site for billions to like Yahoo or some one of these companies. But I think it was the Blogspot one. But so Blogspot, whatever the name was, it was a centralized blog or centralized platform that allowed others to come in and blog on their own. So that's why I see Ethereum. It's that centralized company that's like, hey, but we allow you to have decentralized whatever on there. But the only thing I think that might be an issue with that is kind of what we're seeing when it comes to the places like YouTube and Twitter now, where people are getting censored a bit. So I don't know how that works. If you're on their platform, they still control it. Will they be able to censor it long term or something? I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, it'd be interesting, because as soon as somebody starts selling Ethereum or uses an Ethereum app for something illicit,
that's what I'm going to. See what I mean?
That's where we start seeing, because freedom is only free, if it applies to everything. So CryptoKitties is nice and all, and people are using it, but as soon as somebody comes out with something that people deem bad or don't like, then we'll see from there, because everything's all good until that point. But I definitely don't see Ethereum's price going away. I wouldn't be surprised if it hit #1 at some point, just because of market cap size and FOMO. But at the same time, Bitcoin is king, and don't forget, because it is hard for some people. They see the Bitcoin price just kind of going, and they kind of forget, like, oh, well, it's not gonna do anything. And then when it comes back, it's like, oh, well, what was I doing the last month getting ready for it?
So and then the thing with Bitcoin price too, I know it looks like one of the dates people are eyeing is January 20th when it comes to South Africa, or it's not South Africa, we're talking about South Africa so much, South Korea, and some of their regulatory changes they're making. So the price may be, it might be in this accumulation phase until then. But again, like you said, and we said this before, once that price starts to shoot up, after it passes that 20K mark, people, that 17 to 20K mark, it's going to start blinking on you, and you will not be able to make a trade if you're not prepared already. So keep that in mind. And then the last story is not a huge story, but I had some comments on it, so I liked it. But Swiss government supports launch of blockchain task force. So the Swiss government launched a blockchain task force. We've seen that here, where like the SEC launched like a cybersecurity task force and all that. But the Swiss ones, it looks like they basically just have a working group that's going to look at the legal guidelines surrounding ICOs and blockchain companies, while working with the State Secretariat for International Financial Matters. The federal body is being held responsible for implementing financial market policy and representing the government's financial interests across borders. A lot of doublespeak that don't mean shit in this market, honestly, because I'm not selling to them or listening. So.
I mean, Ethereum's based in Switzerland. You think they're going to start adhering to the Switzerland government? No. And I can tell you from a decentralized standpoint, none of these governments are doing anything worthwhile. Every time that news comes out like that, all they're doing is trying to figure out how to regulate something that is not it's not just your country. That's the problem. That's what I think people don't understand. But hey, shout out to Swiss if they want to burn some money doing blockchain research. There was a lot of money burnt doing research on floppy disk too. So good luck.
So I'll get to you in a second, George. So with that, and my thing too with the governments, this is the messed up part about it that's happening right in front of us. It's like really like grinding my gears from a Family Guy quote. But no, it's the fact that whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these different coins, blockchain technology as a whole, all this new tech that's coming out, we're almost about to allow, what happened with ISPs, internet service providers and internet, the internet addresses and IP addresses, how those are basically consolidated to a few internet service providers. That's what they're trying to do with this technology. It's crazy how you have a group of scientists, cryptologists, mom and pop people coming out who just good developers and creating all this stuff, and then you have people's government stepping in with like, well, thank you for making this multi-trillion-dollar creation. We're gonna go ahead and take this off your hands, and we'll tell you how you can use it.
Yeah.
Like how that's like you cooking food at home, and they walk into your kitchen and it's like, this looks like a beautiful spread. We're gonna go ahead and take half of it. And we can tell you how often and how you can eat the rest if you're allowed to eat it. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you used to tell me my food was nasty. Now you're here trying to split it with me.
Now you want my
but
now you want my potato salad?
But that's the thing when it comes to the U.S. government, especially. The Swiss government now. You got Venezuela's government. You got all these governments trying to put tell people how this is going to be, how it's going to work, how it's going to run, and all this other stuff. It's like you didn't even pay attention to it. You didn't create it. Like, this is legally not your product, but you are going to take it without the consensus of the population, whether it's a global population or the consensus of just your nation in general.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, shooting in the gym.
Yeah, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Look, thank you for the analogy thing, but Zay's going to have to take the cake. He's going to take the cake on him, of course. But no, seriously, it's like, this is ridiculous. And again, we're watching this happen. And it goes back, and I think Andre Antonopoulos talked about when it came to like the IP address and stuff. Try to get your own IP address and all that, or try to establish yourself or your own company as an internet service provider. Literally, the global governments will not allow it to happen. You cannot do it. But it's crazy because that is a public technology. Like, that's something that everyone should be able to have. So that's what I don't want to see with this space. And I think this is the direction we're headed. This is the direction we're headed. It is a very scary direction. Because this is their only way to cut off that choke point. So I don't know. We'll see.
That's a good observation, A1 Dubs, because I think people are underestimating how fast this technology is moving. They're just now talking about the regulations they're gonna put in 9 years into Bitcoin. Do you know how fast this space is moving right now? Like we've talked about Lightning Network earlier today, the atomic swaps coming, and there's technology that some 13-year-old kid is about to invent in the next few years.
We don't even know. He's in his room all summer, just working away.
And we don't know when it comes. Like I said, regulation comes after it, and this space moves way too fast because unlike the internet boom or unlike the .com boom, you could buy into a internet stock and make money off of it, but that barrier of entry was there. When you take that away, there is literally nothing you can do because, like I said, any kid right now could go copy and paste some code from a coin, edit it, and have their own coin out in a matter of an hour. So how do you regulate? I mean, unless you start taking away people's computers, period. I don't see.
Well, and exactly. Somebody said that's a little slanted, but Samichi, you're right. Like, so a month in crypto is definitely. I would say, what do you say? A month in crypto is how long anything else? Like, a year in real time.
I mean, I would basically just triple it times 3 because
there we go. Yeah.
I mean, crypto is 24/7, and most people work 8 hours a day. So whatever time you in crypto times it by 3, and if you add on the stress times it by 10. So,
So and another good point when it comes to how fast the tech's moving. Here's a perfect example and a perfect use case of how fast this technology is moving. I believe it was in like 2016 is when the SMS text kind of came about as far as two-factor authentication. By the middle of 2017, so by the middle of last year, two-factor authentication via text message is obsolete. Okay, it's gone. And the reason why is because hackers can just port your phone. They get the text from the two-factor and they have your account. But here's how crazy it is. The military, because I still use military websites for things I got logged on for, they are just now starting to use two-factor authentication via text message. And I'm like, it's too late. Like, let's get rid of this. It's already too late. I know it's only been out for like 8 to 14 months or something, but it's already gone. So that is how fast, literally, this stuff is moving. So, Good luck.
Yeah.
But to answer one more quick one, George Schick said, he said we should come up with a crypto cheat sheet for novice. We actually have one coming for everybody very soon. So make sure you go to our website, www.kirbycrypto, KRBECRYPTO.com, and go ahead and put your name and email in there and subscribe. We're promulgating a list right now, and we'll have some things rolling out at the beginning of February.
Oh, yeah.
That is the game plan. Free Bitcoin today.
For the free Bitcoin today, which dead company do you think will put blockchain in their name next? Only dead companies, not companies that are still, pushing along good. Like we said before, Blockbuster ICO would be hilarious. And let's see, what's some of these other dead companies that they
That's
were
what I'm trying to think about. Blockbuster, like I said, Blockbuster one.
Yeah, it's a few other ones out there. I'm sure people have more research on it than we do. But which dead company?
Radio Shack.
Shack.
See, yeah, you gotta wait for the comments. That was a good one. You would have won off that one just now.
Probably, Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Sears. Oh, come on, Trill. Just wait for it. He killing it.
Yeah, wait for it. Yeah, once the video goes
Circuit
off.
City. Yeah. Wait until the video goes off to comment, people.
Big lots.
Like these are Netscape blockchain to return. Oh, that would be perfect.
That would be perfect.
All right, look, you gotta wait. You all have to wait. You got too many great comments. Wait till after the video.
Yeah, when the video goes off, put that comment, put your public address. We'll send that to you. And AOL. It's a lot. So yeah, just save those and put it in there. Chicken Shack coin. Oh man, bring it. They gonna have a Quincy's coin in a second. All my people in Charlotte, they come out with a Quincy's coin.
FUBU coin. All right, stop it. Listen, this is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. A FUBU coin. I love it. MySpace coin. All right. Hey, as always, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channels. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Kirby Crypto. We just got a social media manager in, so shout out to Alec. He's gonna be taking over and helping us out a lot with this stuff. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow around the same time at 10ish. And until then, have a good one.
Oh yeah.
Boom.